Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Chris Hunter 9000. Thanks for the suggestion, Chris. You asked, how did pineapple end up on pizza? It's the eternal food fight. One slice of ham and pineapple away from breaking up friendships, starting internet wars, and making Italians cry. But believe it or not, this oddball topping didn't come from a beach in Hawaii or a rebellious chef in Naples. It came from somewhere much colder, much more unexpected, and yes, much more Canadian. So if you've ever stared at a pineapple pizza and thought, why? Stick around. The answer is saucy, sweet, and surprisingly wholesome. We'll break it all down right here on Explaining Everything. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Hawaiian pizza has absolutely nothing to do with Hawaii. No palm trees, no surfing inspiration, no ancient island recipes passed down through generations of pineapple-loving grandmas. It was invented in 1962 by a guy named Sam Panopoulos in Chatham, Ontario. That's right, Canada. Sam was a Greek immigrant who ran a diner with his brothers. The place served everything under the sun: burgers, Chinese food, milkshakes, spaghetti, and one day, pizza. Back in the early 1960s, pizza was still new to the mainstream. Most people hadn't tried it yet, and those who had were sticking to the basics: pepperoni, mushrooms, green peppers, maybe anchovies if you were feeling dangerous. Sam, however, was a man of culinary chaos. He liked experimenting. He'd seen how Chinese food mixed sweet and savory, like sweet and sour pork. And one day, on a whim, he reached for a can of pineapple sitting in the kitchen. He slapped it onto a pizza with ham and cheese, slid it into the oven, and just like that, created what would become one of the most controversial food combos of the modern era. He didn't name it after Hawaii because of any deep symbolic meaning. It was just the brand of canned pineapple he used. That's it. Hawaiian brand pineapple. Boom! Hawaiian pizza. Let's pause here to appreciate how completely unhinged this must have seemed in the 60s. Putting fruit on pizza wasn't edgy. It was borderline offensive. People already thought anchovies were pushing it. But Sam wasn't trying to spark global chaos. He just liked the contrast. The sweet pineapple, the salty ham, the gooey cheese. It hit all the flavor zones at once. According to Sam, it was mostly trial and error. He didn't run it past a focus group or consult a food shaman. He just thought, hey, this might taste good. And then he did it. It's the kind of wild culinary move you'd expect from a college kid at 2 a.m. But somehow it worked. People at the diner gave it a shot, and surprisingly, some of them liked it. Enough of them liked it that it stayed on the menu. Then it started to spread. And by the time people realized what was happening, it was too late. The pineapple was out of the can. It didn't go viral overnight, obviously. There were no food bloggers in 1962. But over time, this strange little pizza from a Canadian diner started appearing in more and more restaurants. And then, somehow, the world decided it had feelings about it. Strong ones. By the 1980s, Hawaiian pizza had made its way to Australia, the UK, Germany, and pretty much everywhere else you could find a pizza menu. Domino's picked it up. Pizza Hut picked it up. Eventually, it was standard. But for every person who loved it, there were two people somewhere shaking their heads in disappointment. At some point, it stopped being just a topping and became a cultural line in the sand. Even heads of state weighed in. In 2017, the president of Iceland joked that he'd ban pineapple on pizza if he had the power. People freaked out. He had to clarify that no, Iceland wasn't becoming a pineapple dictatorship. It was just a joke, probably. Here's the part that might sting. Sam didn't become a millionaire from this. He didn't trademark the recipe, license the name, or open a pineapple empire. He just kept running his diner like a regular guy who accidentally changed the course of food history. He lived a long life and passed away in 2017 at the age of 83. But before he did, he got to see people all over the world celebrating his strange little invention. Articles were written, tributes were posted, even Domino's New Zealand offered free pineapple pizzas in his honor. Imagine inventing something that half the planet argues about while the other half quietly devours it. In the end, pineapple ended up on pizza because one guy in one diner had one weird idea. And instead of talking himself out of it, he went for it. He didn't follow tradition. He didn't ask for permission. He just cracked open a can and changed food history forever. So whether you're a pineapple lover or a pineapple hater, next time you see that golden fruit glistening on a slice, think of Sam, the Greek-Canadian diner owner who asked, "What if?" and gave the world an answer it's still arguing about 60 years later. If you enjoyed this and love experimenting toppings on your pizza, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell like it's a fresh out of the oven slice. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.